Adam Friedman, Rivals.com, here with the number one defensive tackle in the nation, Jason Moore, out of DeMatha Catholic High School in Hyattsville, Maryland. Had a kind of a busy January, a couple of visits. Your most recent one was to Penn State, right?
Yes, sir.
What were some of the standouts about that visit to Penn State? I know you've been there a few times already, but what was memorable about this one?
This visit was mostly like just to get a feel of the campus since I've been there before, got to a game day. So the main focus was get on campus, get a feel for the campus. And that
Mhm.
definitely a good.
Well, what kind of impression did the campus and the overall environment leave you with?
Oh, no, definitely a great environment. Definitely comforting. I felt like I'd be able to fit in if I was to go there right now.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, I mean, I know you know a lot of the guys that are already signed there, already playing for the team, and a couple of guys that are in this class as well, right?
Yes, sir.
Cool. Okay. What are some of the other schools that are doing a really good job, staying in touch with you, making you feel like a priority?
I say, of course, Maryland, Penn State, Notre Dame does a great job. Michigan definitely doing a great job right now,
Mhm.
and Ohio State right now has been keeping in touch really well lately.
Cool. Okay. Let's talk about the hometown team first, Maryland. What do you see going on in College Park?
I mean, hometown, environment I'm already comfortable with. I've been around it my whole life, so I feel like fitting in or coming in there definitely a great start.
Cool. What does it mean to you to see a guy like Cameron Edge reclassify from the 23 class, sign with Maryland in the 22 class? I know he's one of your former teammates.
Oh yeah, nah, that was definitely big to see. Definitely surprising. I definitely heard from him since. Definitely old teammate. We're definitely still good friends right now. So ever since he been on me trying to get me to commit.
I'm sure, as they do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about Notre Dame. Interesting situation over there. Coach Elston headed over to Michigan, and prior to that, Notre Dame was possibly the team to beat for you. One of those 2, 3 teams to kind of beat for you. Where does Notre Dame kind of stand with you at this point?
I feel like they're in the same spot that they was in before. I didn't lose a lot of interest once Coach Elston left. They got the new D-line coach that came in, Al Washington. So ever since he came in, we've been building a relationship every other
Mhm.
day. So I feel like it's still in the same spot.
Cool. Okay. Al Washington, you had a prior relationship with him when he was at Ohio State. Let's talk about the Buckeyes there. Coach Larry Johnson's kind of your guy over there, I think, right?
Yes, sir.
What are some of the things about Ohio State that he's been telling you? And I guess where does your relationship stand with Coach Johnson?
I feel like with his past history, that speaks for itself. Getting guys to the league, it it doesn't get any better. So I feel like that's where it starts there. But also, there's been a lot of talk about the environment up there, and just, he wants me to come up there and get a feel for it. He feels like if I come up there, I'll fall in love with it. So
Okay, cool. He's a DMV guy. He's from the same area you're from, albeit Northern Virginia, as opposed to just over the line in Maryland there. But he has a way of relating to guys in this area. What do you find I guess, so interesting about him and the relationship that you built?
it's just yeah, like you said, like the area that we in, we both have the same mentality. So that's definitely where we get a good connection at. We kind of understand each other, where we come from, like our backgrounds and everything. So it's just like a quick, instant, connection that we got.
Okay, cool. I want to go back to Notre Dame there. I moved on pretty quickly there. With Coach Freeman taking over as head coach and just kind of noticing, have you noticed any sort of changes in the program since the Coach Freeman took over as head coach?
I feel like, with him coming in, it might bring a little more flash. I would say, from prior to like Notre Dame, definitely more like rich tradition and everything. But I feel like with Coach Freeman coming in, he's going to bring that flash and swag into the program.
Okay, all right. Instead of awakening the echoes, it's bringing the swag to Notre Dame, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. And then let's talk about Michigan. Certainly a lot of news there. Coach Harbaugh staying, two coordinators leaving, the defensive coordinator and the offensive coordinator. We also have Coach Elston coming back to Michigan. I believe it's his alma mater, coaching up the D line there. I guess, where do you see Michigan in your recruitment at this point?
I feel like they're definitely a top school. I've always had interest in Michigan. even prior to Coach Alston coming in. So with him coming in, to me, it builds on to for my interest in Michigan.
Okay, cool. And obviously, they made it to the college football playoff, had a very good defensive line this year, two defensive ends that are going to be taken high in the NFL draft this year. When you look at what that program's been able to do developing talent, I guess what's your impression of that?
Well, it definitely opens your eyes, especially for your position. It's definitely definitely I can see myself going there and developing into like the best version of myself on the field there.
Okay, great. And so, these are 5 schools that have been doing pretty well with you so far. Are there any other ones that you definitely want to take a closer look at come March when you're allowed to take visits again?
Um, might be a few, but I know I have a little bit of interest in South Carolina. We've been in a lot of contact. University of Miami, we've been in contact recently too. Those are just a few schools that I've been keeping in touch with.
Okay. What is it about South Carolina that catches your eye?
Yeah, like history of getting their players to the league. I feel like I've been hearing it's a great environment. I got an old teammate there, Marshawn Lloyd. He's been telling me a lot about South Carolina, how good it is, like the environment, just great. So I think hearing that and also seeing the past history of getting guys, especially my position, to the league, definitely sticks out.
Sure. Okay. And then how about Miami? New coaching staff over there. Certainly plenty of talent down that way, and those guys, have had a lot of success over at Oregon where they came from. So, when you talk to those coaches, what are some of the things that you guys really touch on?
I mean, basically, they try to touch on anything outside of football. They're trying to really get a feeling for me, understand like me and my family, and they also just big on trying to get me down on campus.
hmm Okay. So, do you have any of those visits planned for March or anything like that?
I do not have anything planned right now.
Nothing planned. Okay. So, you're surely going to be taking some visits. Do you know where you want to get to, though?
I know for sure, Michigan, LSU, and Ohio State.
LSU and Ohio State. Okay. Anything that you've been hearing from LSU lately? Certainly, new coaching staff over there. Obviously, Coach Kelly. I'm sure there's some relationship there. What's going on with you and LSU at this point?
We still having a great relationship. Like you said, Coach Brian Kelly. We had a relationship prior to him going to LSU. He was at Notre Dame, so we built on that. Plus the D-line coach, Coach Jamal Kane. He was at Oklahoma at first. That's where we initially started our relationship. So once I heard he was going to LSU, it just kind of built on from there.
Sounds good. Okay. After these visits that you're going to take in March, those 3 schools for sure, maybe some other ones. Do you plan on announcing any sort of short list before taking official visits, or what's the plan going forward?
I'm not sure the plan. Hopefully, I can get to those visits, and between March, April, or May, and depending on that, that's when I feel like I'll be able to cut my list or to be able to take those official visits this summer.
Okay. Possibly getting that decision out of the way before your senior season.
Yeah, that's the plan. But hopefully I'm not trying not to rush it, but that's the plan.
That's the plan. Okay. All right. Well, very good. Rivals 100, number 1 defensive tackle in the nation, Jason Moore. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Good luck with the rest of this spring and summer. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.